Welcome to the Marketing Smarts live show by Marketing Profs and the Marketing Smarts podcast, where we dive into B2B news, resources, valuable guest content, and much more each and every week. If you are a B2B marketer looking for a place to learn, keep up to date, and have some fun along the way, grab a beverage, a notepad, or at least some style of writing utensil, and welcome to the show. All the hype surrounding the metaverse might seem like a good incentive for marketers to just jump on the bandwagon and try anything, follow trends, and see what sticks. But digital media expert Patrik Wilkens says that is not the way to go. Patrik continues, I think it's really important that you keep in mind to be authentic. There are some examples where people try to artificially attach themselves to something, and usually those experiments fail and are simply unsuccessful. Are you curious about the metaverse? Does your brand need to be there? How the heck would you even start? The answer to those questions and more on this episode of the Marketing Smarts Live show. Hello to all my Marketing Smarts Live viewers. Today, I'm super excited to bring you episode 43 of the Marketing Smarts Live show. This week's topic is all about how digital creators should navigate the metaverse. So if you're ready to get your learn on, buckle up and let's get ready to rock and roll. Hey, you know me. I'm your boy, George B. Thomas, speaker, trainer, catalyst, and the host of this year's show, the Marketing Smarts Live show, as well as the Marketing Smarts podcast found on your favorite podcast app. Our guest clips today are brought to you by none other than Patrik Wilkens. Patrik Wilkens is the Vice President of Operations at TheSoul Publishing, where he sets, implements, and drives short and long-term operational and business development strategies across the company. Patrik has 14 years of experience as an executive leader in the digital and entertainment industries. As vice president of mobile operations at Spill Games, he was a key player in the business's turnaround and subsequent sale of Azerion to Azerion. At Azerion, Patrik continued as vice president of mobile operations. Now, remember, the clips of Patrik Wilkens today are pulled from the full Marketing Smarts podcast episode. And if you want to listen to the full interview with Patrik Wilkens and myself, make sure to tune into the Marketing Smarts podcast. Link to the full show will be in the description below after the live show ends. Now, in this episode again, I'm talking with Patrik Wilkens about how digital creators should navigate the metaverse. Is that you? Anyway, when you think about real-life marketing, you can't converse with a marketer without hearing words like trust, authenticity, reciprocity, empathy, or being human. But the metaverse is a completely new and, dare I say, completely different place than real life. So I was curious to ask Patrik, what are some metaverse tips, tricks, and hacks marketers should be thinking about or leveraging? And here is what he had to say.
Yeah, when I look at the metaverse and when I look at the people that I find and meet regularly in the metaverse, I mean, those people are digital natives, right? Those people are looking for authenticity more than they care about whether or not a person is real or virtual, right? Looking at Polar, for example, it's more important for Polar to be authentic in her native environment, which would be, the virtual and also the metaverse. Rather than they care about whether or not this is a real person, right? So we have a team behind Polar that is creating the music, that's creating the animations, that's creating the voice and everything, that are integrating her into the various games, for example, not just Back in Life. We also partner with another metaverse experience actually called Byte City. We are planning to go live after Easter with a great 7-day event there. So again, I think it's really important that you keep in mind to be authentic. There are some examples when people try to artificially attach themselves to something. It doesn't even have to be the metaverse. I think usually those experiments fail. They're not successful, or they're only artificially successful if you pump in a lot of marketing budget. So yeah, stay as close to what you mentioned, George, humanly. Stay as close to your, to being a human, whatever the definition then of human is in the metaverse, but stay as close to your authentic self. I think that's really important.
Interesting. So when things change, do they actually stay the same? Be human, be authentic, be you when you're in the the metaverse. And did you catch it? Don't try to artificially attach yourself to something. Usually those types of experiments fail. Are you currently trying to market in the metaverse? Put the answer to that in the chat pane and let me know, or let me know on Twitter using the hashtag MPB2B. And of course, tag me using @GeorgeB.Thomas. Now, we'll get back to Patrik Wilkens and his thoughts on how digital creators should navigate the metaverse. But first, I have to ask, are you part of the Marketing Profs community? If not, become part of the Marketing Profs community by heading over to mprofs.com/MP today. That's mprofs.com/MP today. Now, it's time for one of my favorite sections in the B2B news, where we talk about breaking B2B news or really important tips we find on the Google News tab related to you and your B2B business. This week, the title is more than 2/3 of B2B buyers want to buy via an avatar in the metaverse by Duncan McCrae. The B2B buying experience is set for a revolution, according to Wunderman Thompson Commerce and Technology's new B2B Future Shopper report. With 67% of B2B buyers wanting to conduct their online buying via an avatar in the metaverse. While this might seem fanciful, B2B buyers are desperate for experiences that expertly fuse together physical and digital interaction. And while the metaverse is the future, there is plenty that B2B sellers need to do right now. 71% of buyers want to shop with businesses that boast both physical and online ordering platforms, mirroring the demand for omni-channel experiences from B2C shoppers and underscoring the incredibly complex desires of B2B customers. This article brings some valuable points and a few perspectives that marketers like you and I should be applying to the metaverse and other areas we may be trying to market in. To read this article, check out the link below when the live show is over. That's right, all the right links in all the right places at just the right time. So let's return to Patrik Wilkens and his Marketing Smarts podcast episode. As we start to market in new areas of the growing internet, how the heck should we get started? I mean, let's be honest. We don't want to jump in the new waters with our full budget and, of course, then watch that budget just float away. So how the heck can we get started? That's exactly what I asked Patrik next on how the heck can the Marketing Smarts B2B marketers get started in the metaverse. And here's what he shared from his own experience.
Yeah, I think it's really important if you try out a lot of different things, especially new things, to prepare yourself that not all of your ideas will actually turn out to be, successes, right? Probably all going to be learning experience, but not all going to be a success. Like for TheSoul Publishing, for example, we strive to be a leader in digital innovation, and we are, exploring a very wide range of different, metaverse touch points and music and gaming and e-commerce. So not all of our projects are immediately successful. What we do look forward, or what I like to focus on, are minimum viable products, right, or minimal viable services. So I mentioned earlier that we put some of our videos into Avakin Live. That was actually part of a tiered approach, not to invest, millions into an experiment. So what we've done first is, to be very honest, even earlier than that, it was a very frank conversation with a couple of friends of mine who are running Lockwood Publishing, and we talked about our audience, right? And then after understanding that we have the same or a very similar audience between Polar and Avakin Live, we then said, okay, let's test that, right? Let's not just talk about it, but let's actually test it. So we put the videos in. Those videos then, as I mentioned, performed very well. As a next step, then Pola actually, she didn't give a concert yet. She actually gave the world premiere of her song "Close to You" in Avakin Live. So again, it's one test point, and then the budget for the next one is a little bit bigger. The budget for the next one is a little bit bigger, So I didn't go, or we as a company, we didn't go all in. We started, in bite-sized chunks that we could actually justify to ourselves. And we're doing those bets not just in Avakin Live, but we are right now doing it with Byte City. We're talking with a couple of other, gaming companies, with a number of other metaverse experiences to do very similar approach. So that probably is, one of the advice I can give to everybody. Like, you do not have have to move into the metaverse with 100,000, 500,000, a million or 2 million budgets. You can probably do things already with 10,000 or 20,000 or maybe 50,000 in budgets and experiment. Get the data, really important. Get the data. Go away from the hype, right? Everybody is talking metaverse, and that seems to be kind of like I don't know, like a magic key, that unlocks that solves all your problems. It's definitely not. It's something that needs to be evaluated for each company. It's not for every company, but for some of those companies, in this podcast we talked about some of those that would fit. It's a great opportunity, and they can again iteratively approach the metaverse.
I like that Patrik said, don't go with the hype. It reminds me of the old song, Don't Believe the Hype. Anyway, did you catch a couple of tips? Two that come to mind for me are very important. Start by partnering with another brand, one that might have similarities with your own, and start out small. Test your idea and grow over time. What other tips do you get from that section? Reach out and let us know in the comments. Now, we'll get back to Patrik in a few minutes, but first, it's time for some dope B2B learnings from the vault of Marketing Prof's articles. That's right, it's time to dig into the treasure trove of valuable information and pull out 2 pieces of gold to help you be a better B2B marketer. Article number 1 this week, What Does a B2B Marketing Team Look Like in the Metaverse by Robert Henderson. As an entrepreneur, I often think about how advancements in technology will influence ways companies operate and serve customers. By now, almost every business founder is thinking about or discussing the metaverse. It's come up in conversation among colleagues, clients, friends, even at home. My focus has been on the impact the metaverse will have on the workplace, B2B marketing, and sales. Are you having those conversations as well? Article 2 this week, Web 3.0, blockchain, and the metaverse. You know what I do here. I always try to tie it in to the topic, but the rest of the title is Opportunities for B2B Marketing by Marvin Ray Espino. When Facebook changed its name to Meta in 2021, the world took it as a signal of transitioning to a new digital frontier. The metaverse, a different world that exists entirely online, is the central theme of the social giants rebranding. Meanwhile, companies around the globe have started to invest in the metaverse. H&M and Gucci have initiated the use of virtual reality to sell custom fit goods to customers. Virtual reality to sell custom fit goods to customers. I just want everybody to hear that. Francis Musée d'Orsay has been installing virtual reality spaces for viewers to look into while in the comfort of their bedrooms. Walt Disney Studios has filed a patent for its ongoing metaverse theme park. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start to pay attention. For companies that directly sell products to consumers, metaverse-related investments are seen as vital because everyday consumers are more and more likely to patronize technology-adapting businesses. But does the phenomenon also apply to businesses that cater to other businesses? I don't know. What do you think? Want to keep learning more? If so, check out the links in the description below after the live show to get access to both of these amazing Marketing Profs articles. Okay, back to Patrik Wilkens. Let's dive back into this conversation of how digital creators should navigate the metaverse. I don't know about you, but one of the questions I like to know the answer to is, what does success look like? When? Woo, man, you got to hit the bullseye. I'm just saying. When you know what you need to hit or where you need to go, it makes hitting it or getting there way easier. Now, of course, success is different for each company, but at least we can get you aimed in the right direction. So I simply asked Patrik, what the heck does success look like for B2B marketers when marketing in the metaverse? And ladies and gentlemen, Here are his thoughts.
Probably different for everybody, but apart from, the obvious return on advertising spend or return on investment as a very clear KPI that I do think everybody should look at regardless of all the other things. The metaverse is new. So when you establish thought leadership, when you have an opportunity to, be in a podcast with yourself, George, as well, I think that's a really good indicator when you do projects that are critically acclaimed, not just by the newspapers, but also by the fans. And the great stuff in the metaverse is you have direct feedback, right? When you do a traditional TV campaign, it might take some time before somebody tells you how they actually perceived it. But once you do something in the metaverse, you have direct commentary, feedbacks, chats, you have people doing memes, and if the memes are positive, then that is also certainly a great indicator of success. If you really push the boundaries of something that hasn't been done before, but is then being done again afterwards, right? Like, let's talk about the very first Metaverse concept that existed, right? I think the people that pushed the boundary there and the marketing teams that got attached to that, they really, delivered a proof of concept that is defined by who else and what caliber of people are trying to replicate this success, right? So these would be my, apart again from the obvious KPIs, would be my definitions of success in the metaverse.
ROI, return on investment. When you start to build thought leadership on the platform, what are the people, the chats, and the memes pointing to? Interesting. That sounds a lot like listening to your customer or VOC. Again, does everything change, but nothing changes all at the same time? How would you define success if you're marketing in the metaverse right now? Let us know if you have a success story we need to share with the world. We'll get some words of wisdom from Patrik here in a few minutes, but right now it's time to turn the spotlight on you, the Marketing Profs community. Yep, time for From the hashtag MPB2B community. We searched far and wide in the hashtag MPB2B universe to find amazing information and conversations to bring to you, the masses. So first, make sure you're using the hashtag, and second, make sure you have fun and add value to the community along the way. Then we'll spotlight you or your crew on the show. And of course, this week it's, from our very own Ann Hanley. Her post, actually, first of all, if you don't know, which hopefully you do, Ann Hanley, digital marketing and content expert, Wall Street Journal best-selling author, keynote speaker, writer, and she posted, "Hello, B2B marketing friends. I have an idea for you. If you have 2022 budget you need to use or lose by the time the ball drops on New Year's Eve, and you kiss 2022 bye-bye, I have an idea for a gift to give yourself. Hint, it involves the earliest birds, worms, and cookies. P.S. I'll drop the link in the first comment below. Hashtag B2B marketing, hashtag MPB2B, hashtag early bird offer, hashtag use it or lose it." And of course, the link goes to a page that has the potential to change your marketing career and maybe even your life forever. Well, you'll see what the link goes to, but you need to check out the description and click that link to check out the post and learn more. Marketing Smarts viewers, I have to ask, are you going to be next to get the spotlight? Remember, community, use the hashtag MPB2B on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, and get the light shined on your awesomeness in the next episode or a future episode of the Marketing Smarts live show. Pro tip, it won't hurt if you tag me in your post as well. I'm at George B. Thomas on LinkedIn and Twitter, and at Mr. George B. Thomas on Facebook. All right, let's kick it back to Patrik and some words of wisdom around this topic of how you as a digital creator, B2B marketer, should navigate the metaverse. Here is what Patrik Wilkens wanted to leave us with. Here are his words of wisdom.
Final words of wisdom in regards to the metaverse is, again, be aware that the metaverse is an evolving thing, that it will be different a year from now than it is today, and that you and your team and your company can actually be part of that and not just participate, but proactively shape it, right? With great ideas, with innovative, thoughts and projects that you're putting out. You don't have to spend millions, despite some, popular news articles. You can actually create minimum viable product services and iteratively move forward in the metaverse. We've done that at TheSoul Publishing. It worked really well for us. I think other companies can replicate that. And indeed, be aware that there is a new audience, right? The Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they are digital natives. They experience the metaverse, they experience digital differently than you or I, and they expect a different performance. They do not want anything that's artificially put in there, right? They will identify that really fast. And I think one of the success for Polar, for example, or for TheSoul Publishing is that we are digital first company. We are trying to make a native experience for all of our fans, whether or not this is on social media, where we have 1 billion followers, whether or not this is on music, where we have up and coming stars, or in the metaverse where we do concert with millions of people. We try to be as authentic as we can be. And very important, we listen to our fans. When you see what Polar's first experience in the metaverse has been, then you see the fans' comments, and then you see the second experience. You will definitely see that we listen to so many of the fan feedback, and I think that's the other really positive thing in the metaverse. Like, be ready to be quick and fast and agile, because you will get immediate feedback, positive or negative, and you need to be able to take that feedback and to turn it into new product ideas, and you need to keep delivering on those experiences, because that's what your fans gonna expect.
You don't have to spend millions. You can move iteratively through and in the metaverse. Be aware. There is a new audience out there, and that audience is focused on it feeling real, even though it's in a digital space. Be agile with your feedback from your fans. So many good words of wisdom from Patrik. Ladies and gentlemen, have you enjoyed today's journey? Let us know. Use that hashtag MPB2B on whatever platform you are joining us on. It's time. That's right. Time flies when you're having fun. Head to the description below. Click on the link to the full Marketing Smarts podcast with Patrik Wilkens, and keep on learning more about how digital creators should navigate the metaverse moving forward. Remember, these were just a few clips of the original Marketing Smarts podcast interview. If you got value from today's show, hit that like, and better yet, share it with a coworker or a friend. To keep learning more, hit subscribe or watch additional Marketing Props videos on your favorite social channel, or head over to our YouTube channel if you're not there yet. Or you can go tune into the original Marketing Smarts podcast episode on your favorite podcast app. Don't forget to become part of the Marketing Profs community by heading over to mprofs.com/MP today. And as always, remember, be a happy, helpful, humble B2B marketing human. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Marketing Smarts live show next week.